Welcome to Storytime with Shawn. So during the holiday season, I just thought it'd be kind of nice to sit down maybe once a week or something and just have like story time with me. They called it story time. I did not call it story time with Shawn. That's a little self-congratulating, but they thought it would just be a nice way to like every week just sit down and kind of talk to you and myself about what's going on and how we're feeling. And so how I'm feeling is yesterday was my birthday. I'm 48 now. And I feel a few things about that. Number one, no matter how much Botox I get, this line will not go away. Number two, I definitely, because of too much eating and drinking, I know I've gained a few pounds. All right, we're owning it. Nothing horrible, but the body's filling out in older age. And I'm noticing the volume of my face is dropping into like right about here. But the bigger thing that I feel like, ironically, is that I'm happier now at 47 than I was at 27 or 37. And yesterday was my birthday, and I didn't really care that it was my birthday. And it's not because I was sad or I didn't have anything planned or I had to work or people didn't make it feel like a big deal. I'm embarrassed to admit that pretty much every year, short of my immediate family, even my bestest friends, I forget to call them on their birthdays. I forget when people's birthdays are, and it's not a sign of how much I care or cherish them. It's just, yes, it's amazing that we were all born. But I don't know, for me, there's not a lot of pomp and circumstance around a birthday because I'm just glad to still be here. And I find that as I get older, I get happier, if that makes sense. When I was really younger, I used to have great birthdays. When I was a kid, my mom and dad would like take me off school for the day, and they would take me on like a surprise day of like, we would have a series of stops throughout the day to do things or buy things or see things that I didn't know were coming. So like, I used to love Matchbox cars, and so we would go to this like indoor kind of car racing place with little cars and a remote control, and I loved like standing at the glass window and watching them race around the track. And then we would go to like the dollhouse store, and I would get to pick out dollhouse furniture. And then we would go to like, I can't remember if it was like Perkins or Denny's, but wherever we would go, like on that day for breakfast, instead of ordering like eggs or pancakes, I was allowed to order like a strawberry milkshake for breakfast. So my birthday, and then the McDonald's birthdays were like in the 70s, you could rent out that whole side room, and then mom and dad would just come over because you'd have all your friends around the table, and they'd be wearing like the frog, like we had frog paper hats one year, and I don't know why, I think I really liked Kermit. And so then mom and dad would come over with the tray, delivering like mountains of burgers and mountains of fries, and like, you know, everyone, do you want the soft serve sundae with the chocolate or the strawberry sauce or the caramel sauce? Anyway, those were great birthdays. But now as an adult, I remember in my younger years feeling a lot of angst. I wanted so much for like a really big, important job in TV that made me feel like I'd really arrived. And I really wanted to fall in love because I'm a hopeless romantic, and plans to fall in love with like a British royal didn't work out. And so that was a little devastating for a while. But and it felt like I was always falling for the wrong people. And so it felt like happiness and love and walking down the aisle eluded me for quite a while. And then I really wanted to be a mom, and I got started on that really late. So it's funny that when I was younger, I felt so much unease about the three biggest goals in my life, and I desperately wanted them so badly, and I was death gripping those dreams and wishes, and I couldn't figure out how to make them come true. And so yesterday on my birthday, I literally didn't want anything because I have it now, and I feel so lucky. It feels really good to have like the important things that you want. So like, I don't need a pair of Ugg boots or whatever. like the 3 biggest things that I've always wanted, I finally got. So I just feel content now. And it's such a good feeling. And yeah, my face is drooping. My butt is drooping. These lines are really annoying. I look at older pictures of me and I'm like, wow, I was young and fresh then. But I really like getting older. I'm wiser. I'm nicer. I'm softer. I'm patienter. And I've never been really patient. I think the hardest things in life that have happened to me have actually seasoned me and made me better. Losing my dad, tough breakups, getting fired, those things that, those things that were really hard, some of which I stepped into the doo-doo on my own. They didn't just befall me by chance, but they were such great learnings, and they seasoned me and almost sanded off my rough edges. So not like I don't have still a ton of work to do, but I look in the mirror now and I'm like, I like me. I didn't used to, but I like me and I love my life. So that feels really good. Anyway, those are my deep thoughts for today. By the way, welcome to my bedroom. This right here is when I got invited to the Christmas party for The Late Show with David Letterman. That was a pretty big cool, because I used to work at CBS. This is the Eiffel Tower I painted. This is the wing chair that used to be in my parents' room when we lived in Mexico. And hey, well, why not just say that I think I'll sit here every week for Storytime with Shawn. Some weeks will not be as deep or serious. I promise they're not going to be like heavy like this, like a weighted blanket. But I just, because my birthday was yesterday, I was having kind of like some cathartic self-observations. But let's make a promise. Next week, we'll just keep it light. We'll just talk about, you know, reality TV or Christmas presents or, you know, Jagger, who, right now, we're trying to get Jagger to stay in her bed because she won't, and she comes into ours, and even with a king-size mattress, it's horrendous. Joe's afraid he's going to roll over on her. She is so all up in my grill that I sleep on like an inch of surface. So right now, the thing that we're doing is every day we call Santa to tell him if she stayed in her bed. It's going okay so far. We've had a few missteps, but we're getting there. So more updates on that and holidays, and I hope you're well, and I hope that you are not losing hope. Bye.